Atlus and P-studio officially announced the much-awaited remake of P4, now titled Persona 4 Revival. Personally, I would have gone with rewind or rerun and of course replay the logo I've been using. But hey, at least it's officially here and it's too short. Where's the UI? Where are the other characters? Where's Junes? Obviously, this is just a teaser, but it feels like Atlus and P-studio drop it to quickly shut down the growing rumors about the Persona 4 remake. This whole thing got out of hand when fans discovered that Atlus has registered a new domain called P4RE.jp. That alone set off a frenzy, eventually reaching the regional VAs. Fans even started asking them to return to their roles. And then, the nuke. Yuri Lowenthal accidentally revealed that he wasn't asked to return as Yosuke for P4R, pretty much confirming the remake is real. So he quickly deleted that post. But the damage has been done. Is it really true that Atlus and P-studio just created the short teaser trailer to step in for PR control? I mean, back when they revealed P3R, things also got out of hand, with their social media rep posting the trailer far too soon before the official reveal. And obviously, they wouldn't want a repeat of that. It's better for them to keep things tightly managed this time around. Except, I really don't believe that Atlus and P-studio just created this short teaser for that simple reason. This teaser was always meant to be short. That was all according to their plan. First off, events like Summer Game Fest and showcases from partners like Xbox plan their game lineups months in advance. The Yuri post happened only weeks ago. This wasn't a PR or marketing stunt. It's actually because P4R will be even bigger and much better than what we got from Persona 3 Reload. Here's the truth as to why the reveal for Persona 4 Revival was too short. But before that though, if you felt emotional hearing P4's music again, then like this video and join Otaku Define for more Persona content.
No fair! I want a remake too! Tatsuya!
I'd rather not fight that Lovecraftian painter again.
Okay, then what if we just didn't fight fate this time?
Then we'll have to process our emotions.
Nazi it is!
Alright, so let's reveal the truth as to why P4R's teaser trailer didn't have that much. One of the most obvious reasons is that it's still in development. But just how early are they in the process? Especially considering that we didn't even get to see any UI samples. Comparing this to when P3R was announced, we saw a lot of things, from dialogue samples, their beautiful 3D models, updated gameplay, and most importantly, the personas themselves. P4R didn't even have any personas, it's just you running around the shopping district. So did we see an alpha stage or something even earlier? Visually, if you compare P4R to P3R, Revival actually looks more pristine. This doesn't feel like something from the initial stages of development. Sure, they'll probably refine a few things like updating textures, adjusting lighting, and adding the UI. But overall, it's already looking impressive. However, my observation alone don't provide strong evidence that P4R is not in the first stage of its development. Fortunately, if you visit the official P4R website, you'll find more scenic videos featuring Inaba, such as this view of the Dojima residence. Also, from the trailer, it seems that they removed loading transitions in the shopping district, so say goodbye to those black screens every time you enter the shrine. Additionally, the areas are much more spacious. For example, the classroom doesn't feel cramped anymore. The hills are more pronounced. We can definitely expect to explore a larger Inaba. However, I'm still bummed that we haven't seen Junes. So if the footage that we got is still in development, but again not in its early stages, when will we see more of Persona 4 Revival? Well, Wada-san, the producer of Persona games, left an interesting message, promising that they will continue to share more information. So most likely we'll see another trailer in September for the Tokyo Game Show. Both SEGA and Atlus have been regular participants of these events where they showcase their new titles. Keep in mind that SEGA is focused on pushing their developers to strengthen their franchises with exciting new releases. Maybe then we will get a release date of Persona 4 Revival. The game could launch as early as the second second half of 2026, but it's more likely to come out in early 2027, given how much Atlus wants it to be their best remake yet. The most fascinating thing about Wada-san's message though is how Persona 4 is beloved and treasured by the team, citing that Persona 4 has supported Atlus for many years. I mean, Persona 4 did actually save them from bankruptcy, and it was the key reason why SEGA bought them from Index. Wada-san and his team wants to make sure that P4R will receive the best remake possible, stating that whether you are a newcomer or a longtime fan like myself, there will be a fresh and surprising experience for everyone. So what does that mean exactly? Well, let's explore as to why they decide on Revival as the name for P4R, when quite obviously, fan-made suggestions like Rerun, Rewind, and Replay are tons better. But what does Revival even mean? Well, it actually perfectly fits the theme of Persona 4. Revival reflects the personas of the investigation team, especially Yu Narukami's Izanagi, as his persona is the deity responsible for creating most of Japan and the human race. Izanagi's most famous story is about him rescuing his wife Izanami from Yomi, their version of hell or the underworld. Izanami pleaded with him to wait in the dark while she negotiates with the ruler of Yomi. However, Izanagi's curiosity got the best of him, and his desire for the truth led him to see the terrifying monstrosity that Izanami has become. Horrified, Izanagi fled, which made Izanami feel betrayed, and in her fury, she cursed the living, vowing to take 1,000 lives every day. Izanagi then responded with his own pledge to create 1,500 new lives every day, so she could never end the world. Such a romantic story, hence why Revival actually makes much more sense than what we fans thought of. But more importantly, Revival is also a term used for TV shows. When a network announces that a certain series is getting a revival, it means that a show is getting a new iteration. And I get why fans were mildly disappointed with this title, since this term isn't really used that much. Granted that not a lot of TV shows get a revival treatment, since we typically get more of reboots and spin-offs. But what sets Revival miles apart from those is that revivals are seen as a form of a series continuation. The truth as to why Persona 4 Revival reveal was brief is that they're focused on developing extensive content that will make P4R the most definitive version of Persona 4. But for real this time, because unlike P3R, where they decided to stay as faithful as possible to the OG P3, P4R will include more necessary additions and changes. It can be in the form of new story scenes, like integrating Mari more with the investigation team and the murder mystery plot, especially since there's no way for them to make the golden content a DLC, since it's deeply tied with the main story. They decided on only showing sides of Inaba because they are busy with polishing the dungeons. And I'm really banking on this one. Persona 4 Revival will definitely have handcrafted dungeons like Persona 5. I've already talked in length about this in a video of mine, so please check it out. But it does make sense story-wise that the dungeons should be handcrafted instead of being procedurally generated like Tartarus or Mementos. Maybe another fresh twist they are preparing for as fans is of MC, but I'm just coping since I'm still dismayed with the whole Kotones situation. Then the biggest thing that they can do here is including a new epilogue dungeon, much like how Royal added the third semester, because again, there's no way for them to transform the golden content into an expansion DLC. But that doesn't mean they'll give up on the formula, especially with how much copies episode Ike is sold. And going back with Revival as a title, it's given to TV shows not just for fresher iterations, but for series continuation. So imagine you revisiting Inaba again after the main story. Then we set off for another adventure. Maybe this will take place after the end of Golden. Thus, the truth as to why we saw so little content for now in Persona 4 Revival is because they are adding new stories, twists, handcrafted dungeons, gameplay designs, and epilogue that hopefully we fans and newcomers alike will find exciting. For now, let the Persona team take their time so we can play P4R at its finest, since we're finally be able to play Persona 5 The Phantom X. But the problem is, it's a gacha game, and we know the slots are just glorified slot machines. Or are they? Well, check this video out for everything that you need to know before playing Persona 5 The Phantom X. Join Otaku Define for more Persona content. This is Math, and stay awesome, my dudes.